All right, I am working from lesson book 2B. We're going to go through 3 scales: C major, G major, yes you can do it, and D major at the top of the second page there. It's page 66 in the 2B. And the first thing you want to do, grab and crush your C positioning. That's C, D, E, F, G. All right, first line, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D. Now we're going to go minor, C, D, E flat, F, G, F, E flat, D, C. Now, if this is too hard to do two-handed, you can do it one-handed, maybe just right hand. C major, okay? If it's okay and you can do two hands, do double, parallel C major chords, okay? Remember, you can just do it one-handed though. C minor is next in that line. Then you'll notice it goes back to a 1 chord. And those are Roman numerals for numbers. And the next one is an IV, and that means 4, the 4 chord. All right, that's F major with a C at the bottom, right? F major would be F-A-C in a root position, coming down with a C, okay? And again, that's an inversion of the chord when we reshape it. Now back to C major. Now this next chord looks kind of hard to grab. You can do it easily though with just the top cluster, F, G. You can get a lot of sense of the sound of the chord with just those 2 keys. If you can, go for the bigger grab and it's B, F, G, B, F, G. That's your G7 chord. It's a dominant 7 chord or a 5 chord that's dominant. Back to C major. All right, we're moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Going to G major scale. Crush your G position. G, A, B, C, D. Let's crush that so you know where you're at. Okay, now here we go with the next line to read, where it says G major on your page. G, A, B, C, D, C, B, A, G. Now we're going to go minor. You can go soft. G, A, B flat, C, D, C, B flat, A, G. All right, matching chords again. You can just be simple and go with one chord under one hand, okay? Or you can get a little more complicated and do them in a parallel way. G minor then, we flat your middle, G minor, G, B flat, D. Back to major, G, B, D. Now we need the 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4 is going to be C major. That G's coming down, okay, when we go there. So our inversion of C major, coming into it from G, G, C, E, that's where it says I, V on the page. That's the 4 chord, okay, and back to G. Now remember, the dominant chord, we can just grab the cluster at the top of our hands. We want to get a little fancier, we can grab the F sharp to make it a D7, more fully heard, more fully colored with the 3rd of the chord, and back to G. Now notice that a D7 on that dominant chord, notice what letters are really in a D7, D, F sharp, A, and C. And what we end up playing, we have the C in there, okay? The A goes away. The F sharp also comes down. And so you end up with those 3 keys out of the 4 that make up the big D7 chord. It's a 4-note chord, so it's kind of a bigger chord than these smaller majors and minors. But that's why it's more colorful too. Okay? Let's move on. Top of the page, you're going to notice something. As we read along in our D major section here, you're going to notice this red mark here, which is a natural. Some of you have seen this before. And that means that this sharp, they're just reminding us when we get over here that we need D minor to have those natural. This is a reminder, okay, that we have to make it not sharp. And the reason that is, I will get to that in just a second. Let's do D major first. We crush that D major positioning. And D, E, F sharp, G, A, G, F sharp, E, and now D minor, D, E, F natural, G, A, G, F, E, D. Now remember before we had C and we flatted the middle to go minor, to C minor. G, and we flatted the middle to go minor. And now at D, we're already a sharp key here when we're naturally in the D major. So to go flat, we have to go to the natural key. That's sort of interesting, isn't it? This reminds me to tell you that when you flat something, it's really a direction. It's like step down. So it's a good reminder that when we have to flat something, we are just stepping down. All right, so D, E, F, G, A, D minor. Let's move on to the next line. We've got D major to start it, D major, and then D minor, D major. Here comes our 4. Let's find it. D, E, F sharp, G, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Now D, G, B is the 4 chord for the D major scale. And now coming back through the D before we go to our 5 chord. And remember, cluster time for us to make it simple. We want to make it a little more colorful. We add the 3rd, and that's down here below the root of the scale that we're in. That's our sharp C in this case. It's our 7th step of the scale, and then we're back there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See how that 7th step of the scale showed up in that A7, and then back home. It feels like going home very much. Okay, that's those 3 scales, and go for it. I think you can do it. You can do it. Have a good time.